We're valuing that one hug, we're valuing a meal with people we love, and these are the small things that actually make your life, your success, your career, all of that are, they're all variable factors, when you at the end of your life, we are going to look back at the human interactions you've had. Yeah, I mean, right now we're just excited that our labor of lockdown, as I call it, has released the Gone Game, and it's something that we're really proud of, because it's not easy pulling off a series from scratch and putting it out there. And just the experience was really rewarding. And we started off with a sense of curiosity, because we didn't know what we were getting into, how we would go about it. But our director Nikhil, he really guided us very well, and all of us happen to have a supportive system around us, which enabled us to shoot. So I'm really happy with the product now that I've seen it. Well, to be honest, I limited the shoot to only 2, 3 specific places in my house. So I was shooting in my living room, I was shooting in the guest room and in the kitchen. I didn't go into any other private space. But the way we designed the schedule was quite simple. We were shooting for about 12 hours or 6 hours a day, and at that point my family essentially, well, their movements were restricted, but they were excited just at the thought of something like this happening. So we really, I mean, I had a supportive home environment to do it. So yeah, we had our challenges, but eventually, like I said, pulling off a show like this requires problem solving. You have to think quick on your feet. You have to improvise if you're not able to get anything. And we had workshops, we had readings. So we went into it, I think, with a good amount of preparation. In April, I had performed a live play called Lockdown Love, where we essentially rehearsed the play and performed live on Zoom for an audience. So that was a completely different experience, and it was like my first virtual theater experience of sorts. And the same thing of feeling butterflies before a performance, after you finish your bit, shutting your camera, doing the changes. So we kept all of those things intact. So I thought that was such a wonderful way to do it. And art is something that has to the art is something that will always survive. And today we have so many different mediums where we can express ourselves, keep ourselves creatively engaged. So it's wonderful to see people taking the initiative to make things happen. And slowly and steadily, the situation is not going to immediately become normal anytime soon. So I hope, seeing something like the Gone Game, people would also be inspired to be creative and do something that can be a product during this time.
Mhm. But what do you think, till when the situation will actually be normal for all of you to resume shootings and, going outdoors and start shooting?
Some people have started shoots, but it depends what kind of a production and story it is. Because if it's going to be crowd intensive or people intensive, that is a different challenge altogether. If it's a story with a few people, that's different. So from what I know, 1 or 2 projects of mine that were supposed to start, because they would require a lot of people in a closed space, I don't know when it would be safe. And to be honest, this is a time where priority has to be health. We have to think about the world and large, not just ourselves and what we want. So I'm okay to be patient, as long as when everything is fine, work starts again. For now, I have my home series and I have my little home things that I'm doing. So I'm satisfied for now, but I'm missing the set for sure.
Since everybody's been talking about the, spending the time at home with a lot of creativity and cooking and doing something different, I'll not ask you all this. I would rather, want to ask you if you broke any rules, if you ordered food from outside, or if you just stole the chance to go out and do some shopping and, buying something from market or a mall, wherever.
I haven't been to a mall yet. I mean, we can just order online if we need to. But I was quite particular in March, April, May, and even early June, where I was just eating home cooked food. We were not really ordering anything. In fact, eating ghar ka khana helped my health. It bettered my skin and everything, because we're so used to eating outside so often that I felt like that became like a good detox of sorts. But I think end June onwards, I was ordering from the safe and hygienic places like once a week. So that's okay. That's fine. But otherwise, I have not really stepped out. I did two shoots which were just a one day shoots with a very small crew, so I did do that, which felt really good to be back on set. But besides that, I've not even really hung out with my friends that often. I've just met one or two friends once, that too under the building, time, being busy all the time, doing something or the other all the time. And while that is important, I think somewhere the pandemic has helped us reflect on how to live better. We are so much more attentive. We're valuing human interaction. And it's a shame that perhaps we were not that present before. But now we're talking to everybody with as much attentiveness. We're valuing that one hug. We're valuing a meal with people we love. And these are the small things that actually make your life, your success, your career, all of that they're all variable factors. When you at the end of your life, we are going to look back at the human interactions you've had, the kind of relationships you've built, how mentally at peace you've been. And somewhere this lockdown has also allowed me to reflect on what's important to me and not to get caught up, because I think sometimes we're just so caught up in our minds that even when we're talking to people, we're not really there in the moment. And it's human nature to take things for granted. It's fine. It's human nature to do that. But I feel like now moving forward, we will really value that one movie we go and watch in the theater.
Many celebrities have already been vocal about the issue. But in India, it's, even if somebody is suffering with a minute problem of anxiety or slight depression, because everybody goes through different ups and downs in life. So that's quite evident and obvious. Still, it's considered to be like a taboo, like a, stigma in India. So what's your take on this?
I do see that there are people coming out and sharing their stories on social media. We've seen successful people also come and talk and share their journey. And that is always helpful, because then it gives other people courage to talk about it. And somewhere the notion that how can someone who's beautiful, successful be depressed? This notion needs to break, because and for that, I think first we need to increase our understanding and educate ourselves. So it begins with our own education of what it is, even though we might not be suffering through any of it ourselves. But how do you deal with someone who is? How are you more sensitive to that? And yes, there is a certain stigma towards therapy, but I would like to believe that because a lot of people are sharing their stories slowly and steadily, we will reach a point where we would be able to normalize conversations, whether it's about period, whether it's about seeking therapy, and just to understand that it's not just about feeling sad. There are several facets to this. So these are very important conversations, and it also begins with self-reflection. That's the starting.
After BGM House, are you going to repeat your camaraderie with Gurinder Chadda again? Would we
I
all get to see you?
I hope, because I've always wanted to work internationally as well. And I feel like there are many more opportunities for multi-ethnic actors today. So, when I see like a Priyanka or a Radhika Apte or an Ali Fazal getting such interesting opportunities, I do feel inspired and motivated to seek that as well. So, yes, I would love it, God willing, to do much more work with Gurinder. But for now, I'm also looking forward to my action series Crackdown, which is releasing next month on Voot, which is my first time doing action. And I'm looking forward to my Tamil Telugu debut film, which
Oh,
will be
wow.
out soon. I'm looking forward to these things.
Wishing you really good luck for your forthcoming projects, Shreya. And it's good to see you, essaying good roles in thrillers, crime thrillers, and action movies also
Please do
now.
watch the
Really
Mountain.
look
Please do
forward.
watch it.
Of course, I would. Of course, I would, and I'll convey my comments also and my
So
opinion
whatever your
also.
honest comments are, please watch all the 4 episodes and let us know.
I will. Thank you so much, Shriya. Lovely connecting with you.